Okay, well, good morning, everybody, for Tuesday, the 18th of July. So, things have settled down just a little bit. I think in the last week or so, we've seen a hell of a lot of showers, a lot of activity, which has made soaring a little bit tricky. We are still under the influence of low pressure, though not as low as some of the pressure we saw at the weekend. Front's still not far away, but an improving picture, if I may say so, with probably a ridge of high pressure. I mean, they could call that low 1016, but it's a lot higher than the 98 something that we got at the weekend. So yeah, sort of pressure's increasing, not by much, but enough that it is starting to just dry things out a bit. So the secluded fronts and these other fronts are just sort of sitting off in the Irish Sea at the moment. And we can see that on the satellite picture moving across the country. And that's going to be a little headache for today for soaring. It's not going to be showers or anything. It's just going to be the amount of cloud that comes along with this weather system. The wind at heights, well, it's starting off sort of light southwesterly, becoming more southerly during the day and increasing a bit. Probably no more than 5 to 10 knots in the morning, but probably going up to 15 knots in the afternoon. Around us, with that satellite picture, it's sort of very mixed. You've either got really, really high cirrus, or you've got sort of little spatterings of cumulus or stratocumulus out there this morning. Nothing too much to be afraid of, but I think, yeah, the amount of cloud we're going to see will be quite variable and a bit of a hazy sunshine. Your top temperature today then of 20 degrees this afternoon, and you can see that wind sort of varying throughout the day. Reasonably good visibility, certainly was yesterday. And shower risk, hopefully very little now. And yes, so yeah, sunny intervals, hazy sunshine. You can see we've imported a degree or two of that heat, 21 or 22 degrees. And looking at the GFS dew point prediction, probably 10 or 9 degrees for that. Your sounding then, where you can see it is fairly moist, it is under quite an inversion as well, which is why we're not getting any showers. That certainly does become a factor as I look at David's latest missive. Let's just see. Yeah, as I said, it does end up that we should get some heating up to 4,000 to 4,500 feet, but there is going to be quite a lot of medium level clouds you see with those lines very close together. So not the best day of the week today, but at least it does reduce that shower risk. So yeah, there will be good bits and bad bits under that inversion that we see today. Currently 15 degrees, dew point of 11. Picture outside is that, as you can see, hazy skies at the moment. It's good visibility though, but yeah, the sunshine coming through the cloud. Pretty much calm wind at the moment, and few at 4,000 being the headline figure of today. Very similar for Southampton, almost no wind, and then more southwesterly as we go through the day. That's your potential flight distance for today. So quite a narrow window if you look at that. Pretty much good, maybe down to Compton Abbas and up to about Didcot if you're lucky, before it starts to be a little bit trickier. Unfortunately, the best of the air does seem to be in the Gatwick facility, and it's looking tricky to get around the coast. So yeah, not ideal in that sense, but good for local soaring at least. You can see here, thermals will start maybe at 11 o'clock or so, and we'll see a sort of shallow queue up to around 3,500 feet or so. And that sort of, it says blue, but it's probably going to be, if you look at the cloud amounts under some of this top cover. Yeah, so blue occasionally, but I think clouds will form quite readily under it. I saw a couple of things that looked like clouds earlier, which were forming, but yeah, mixed amounts of cloud again, and going up to around 4,000 feet or so. We seem to be just on the edge of the best area. As you can see, coast gets wiped out fairly quickly. Some rain, I think, on that front for northern areas and northern parts of Wales. But yeah, so we're in a good small little area, maybe good for 100 kilometres or so. if you're feeling excited. And yeah, as we get towards the end of the day, it's still good round here, good up towards Didcott's, but pretty much a lot of the other areas starting to become trickier where you can actually fly, because the rest of it's all in airspace. Good for Surrey Hills Guarding Club's flying evening, as they have on a Tuesday. Best area as always is London. Just looking through the cloud amounts then. So yeah, just mixed amounts, and top cover will come and go all day, but thicker out to the west, and it probably will increase by the end of the day. So yeah. Okay, so if we just have a look, just to summarise for the site forecast, so mixed amounts of hazy sunshine, weak to moderate thermals weakening off during the day, with probably topping out at around 4,500 feet above Lasham later today. But yeah, there'll be quite a lot of upper level cloud, so good only for really a short cross country, and even then there are better days, I would say, ahead. Airspace wise, well, the Ether 2 has finished and everything has departed, or just about. So that is done. 29 isn't relevant till the 20th. There will be a red hours display early in the morning on that day, pretty much before we get convection. So that's lucky. 32 is Abingdon, and Abingdon is having article dropping from about 4 o'clock today onwards. Let's have a look at that again. 32. Yeah, about well, it's 5 o'clock technically local time, but yeah, so late afternoon, Abingdon's doing some dropping. Western on the green may be active. Paragliding going on to the north of the Salisbury Plain, and there's not a lot really else to talk about today, which is nice. So operationally, we are going to be until lunchtime on 27. Cables offset and aerotone from the runway. So that's how we'll set up, probably to at least 1:30. That southwesterly wind is going to increase, plus there are some runway works which need doing. So at 2 p.m. Or thereabouts, we're going to change to 2-3 and launch down there with my not so squiggly line in reality. This area here is the area of interest for runway works and training. So yes, it's a bit of a pain, but I've got to give it to them on a day where we're not really needing it. And when we get southwesterly like we will this afternoon, we will not need it. With that in mind, I have not been notified of any jet movements at the moment, just those works. So 2-7 to start with, a hazy sunshine day, and we'll be changed to 2-3 later. We'll see you out there. Bye for now.